Good evening, guys. Happy Tuesday to all of your sunshiny faces. Today, the weather, like yesterday was warm. Today was warm. Tomorrow's supposed to be cold, but it's not supposed to be raining tomorrow. So I don't think me and Jack are going walking tomorrow either. But then on Thursday and Friday, looks like it's supposed to be much warmer, like decently warm, at least like 50s or so. Which again too though, because we go walking normally in the morning, it's like cold out at that point. So it's kind of, even when it's like 50 degrees, it's still, when we go walking, it's like 40 or something like that. And so it's even worse too when it's like windy, or if it was a day when it was raining or something like that. Like, we're just not gonna go walking when it's like that cold, and if it's gonna be raining and all that kind of stuff. But Thursday and Friday are supposed to look nice, so I think we're gonna go on Thursday and Friday, hopefully. But again too, tomorrow I don't really think we have plans to go and walk. But because it has been raining the last 2 days, today we were actually supposed to be like under like severe storm kind of like warnings or watches, or I don't know what it was. But yeah, today was actually supposed to be kind of bad. But it's weird because I woke up this morning and it was like, it was raining, but it was just kind of like sort of raining. And I mean, it was like a little bit windy out, but it didn't really seem like there was like a lot of like severe storm like conditions kind of. It was just sort of raining, like it was gonna be like thunderstorming and like all kinds of stuff, and it wasn't. It was just like regular sort of rain, and it didn't even really end up lasting like all that long because I had my window open at some point. I think I opened it this morning, maybe just a little bit. And again too, I've been doing that though, kind of even on days when it's been like a little bit colder and stuff like that. Like, I've just had my window open, especially too like at night. And again too, like when I say like I have it open, I have it like open like that much. So but it does let kind of a little bit of the cool air in, because again too, at night the furnace runs more and it makes my room much warmer than the rest of the house, especially too if I have my door closed. And just also too, the location of my room makes it warmer in here. But that's why a lot of times I will sleep with my window just open a little bit so that I can let some of the cold air in, because I like to sleep while it's cold in my room. And I think I sleep better when it's colder. And it's funny though, because Jack likes it a lot warmer, so I think he'll appreciate that a lot more. Where I'm moving to the much cooler room in the house, just because my room's more interior currently and my new room will not be. But also too, I don't know if I mentioned to you guys yesterday that our contractor came. I think I did. Our contractor came yesterday to look at doing the patchwork, and also too, he might actually end up doing the floors, just the sanding part, I think, possibly, because my dad was going to do it with like a belt sander, and I told him like, don't, like, it's gonna take too long, like you're gonna hurt your back trying to do the whole floors like that. I mean, it's not that bad if you're doing like a small spot or a touch up, or like also too to do the mouse sander around the edges or like something like that. It's not that bad. But to buy, or you know, not buy, but like rent one of those big, like, you know, the big like drum sander kind of things or whatever it is, just the big like stand-up ones. So I convinced him of that originally, and he was like, sure. And then he was all convinced like, oh no, I'm just gonna do it with the little belt sander. And I was like, don't, it's gonna take too long and somebody's gonna get hurt, and you know, all this kind of stuff. So then our contractor convinced him that it would be a better idea. He's like, it would go so fast if you had one of those and just rented it or whatever. And then my dad was like, you know what, why don't you just give me a quote for that? He wants him to do it instead. He doesn't want to do it. But anyway, so we might not be doing that, which hopefully means that it will move faster, because I feel like my dad has been procrastinating the floors, because the thing is, he did the floors at our old house. I think it was just because I want to say that we had carpet in all of the bedrooms, and the living room then had carpet originally, and then I think my parents might have torn it out and then they put carpet back in or something like that, or they just replaced it at our old house. But I think that one of the bedrooms that wasn't a bedroom, then my parents ended up turning it back into a bedroom, so it was a 3-bedroom again. Whereas when they, I think it was a bedroom maybe, or it wasn't, when they first moved in was 2 bedrooms. But one of the rooms they had is kind of like a dining room, office room, kind of flex room kind of thing, but it was open to the living room. And it had hardwood in there. But then I I want to say maybe they turned it in when they turned it into Matthew's room, because this was when he was a baby. So it was a 2-bedroom house when it was just me and my parents, and then when Matthew was born they converted it into a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom, and like closed off the one wall that was like open. So anyway, so I want to say that room might have had hardwood all the time. I don't think they ever put carpet in, but the hallway that like ran down like the main like space from like the bedrooms and like the bathroom, it wasn't that long of a like hallway. But again too, when I was 4, when we moved out of the house, you know, it's still like, I still thought of it as like this insanely long hallway, but it was really like the length of like 2 bedrooms kind of, which wasn't a whole ton. So but it was hardwood, and my dad ended up refinishing the floors there, and I remember that. I remember when he refinished the hallway like floors, because like we couldn't walk down the hallway or anything like that. And I want to say too, like we weren't even like, my mom kept us out of the house, like we were doing something, you know, like went to the park, or you know, like for like a good portion of the day, or maybe went to the zoo or something like that. I just remember being at home for like a short period of time, and like my dad working on it. But I think he worked it in like sections, so that like again too, you could still kind of get over like the one section to get into the other rooms, because the bathroom was over there too. He did end up refinishing and like sanded and refinished like the floors in the old house, so he knows how to do it. It's just been like a really long time, like 20-25 years almost, something like that. But again too, he knows what he's doing. But when it comes to again to me being like, Dad, you should just get like, you know, again to like rent the sander, and then he doesn't want to do it, and again too, until somebody else tells him to do it, then he decides, you know what, I think that would be a really good idea. So I don't care either way, so long as it gets done and it gets done fast, I don't care. I don't care who does it, I don't care, you know, like I said, what tools it gets done with, just so long as it does end up getting done. But like our contractor was like, you know, again to the work that has to be done in that room anyway is not going to be that difficult. So I think that when he does the small patchworks that have to be done in a couple spots on the wall, like a couple of the outlets that we moved and things like that, and then there's one other like patch spot that has to be done in there as well. And so he was like, I think like he was just figuring like when he does that small amount of work, maybe he'll do the floors as well. And then he has to come back though when like after he muds it and then sands it and stuff like that. So you know, like he can do most of the work though the first day, or maybe the second day when he comes back, or something like that. Either way, I think my dad just wants to have him do it now instead. But he did come yesterday, and so like I said, I think that he's taking care of possibly some of that stuff, or if not, maybe my dad still is going to do the floors himself, I don't know. But anyways, like I said, we have that option at least right now. But the thing is that I have to get my clothes moved out of that closet into the primary room's closet, and then have some of the other stuff that's in that, like, because we have to finish the hardwood that's in the closet too. So because right now it's just the old carpet that was in there, which again too needs to be torn out, and then have the floor finished. Like I said, that is the plan, and we're close to that being taken care of. And then once that's done, then it's just a matter of like finishing the floor, like sealing it, which again too, I don't even know if he's going to do that, or if like that's included in the whole thing that he was going to do or whatnot, or my dad just wanted him to sand it, and then my dad was gonna like, you know, finish the floor, which again too, we're not finishing them, we're just gonna like seal them, because the color is so pretty underneath. Like I actually really don't like the floors, the stain that they have, it's like an orangey, it looks kind of old and dated. But the floors, like the hardwood floors that are underneath, oh my gosh guys, they're so beautiful. That's kind of crazy, because I only ever felt like it was like really old houses, like, you know, 100-year-old houses that like, you know, you finish the floors and you're like, oh my gosh, the floors are so beautiful. Like I just kind of thought like, oh, these are just like, you know, again too, you know, maybe 50-year-old floors or something like that. Like, you know, they're real hardwood, but they're not, you know, like nice, you know, real pretty kind of, you know, old vintage kind of flooring. And so that's why I was just like, it's not, you know, they're not going to be that nice. And especially too with the stain that's on them now, like they just look old. But again too, with the way those floors look, I'm like, oh my gosh, and they're in such good shape. It's just that again too, the stain is just kind of faded and like, you know, not looking the best. So we're very happy that again too, the floors look as good as they do underneath, and just to seal them in will be, you know, like I said, what we're going to end up doing, or the contractor will do. I I have no clue what exactly is going on, but once that gets finished, then we can paint that room and then get all the other stuff moved around. So anyways, we're kind of just waiting on most of, I think, what he needs to do right now, and then I think we have, like I said, stuff to do after he's finished up in order to get the other rooms taken care of. But anyways, like I said, I thought I'd share with you guys that update because I think I mentioned it yesterday, but I don't know how much I shared with you guys either too, and like what we're doing or having done or anything like that. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's vlog. If you guys did enjoy today's, make sure you guys give a big old thumbs up. If you guys are new, we'd love if you'd subscribe, and I'll see all of your sunshiny faces tomorrow. So bye guys.